Hello everyone. Today, let's talk about the Spring Festival, China's most important traditional holiday. Every year during this time, billions of people around the world celebrate together. Homes are decorated with lanterns and banners, and the streets are filled with a festive atmosphere. But where does the Spring Festival come from? Why does its date differ from the Gregorian New Year? And what do people do during this time? Today, let's dive into this 1,000-year-old tradition and experience the charm of the Spring Festival. Have you noticed that the date of the Spring Festival changes every year? Sometimes it's in late January, and other times it's in mid-February. This is because the Spring Festival follows the lunar calendar, a special calendar system created by ancient Chinese ancestors. In the earliest days, people tracked time based on the phases of the moon, forming the lunar calendar. For example, the first day of each month was a new moon, and the 15th was a full moon. However, a purely lunar calendar has a problem. It is shorter than the solar calendar, Gregorian calendar, by about 11 days per year. Over time, this would cause spring festivals to shift into winter, disrupting agriculture and daily life. To solve this, ancient scholars combined the moon's phases with the sun's movement, creating the lunisolar calendar, which we now call the Chinese lunar calendar. This calendar adds an extra month every 2 to 3 years to keep the lunar year aligned with the seasons. That's why the Spring Festival always falls between winter and spring, marking the beginning of a new year and the revival of nature. In 1912, China officially adopted the Gregorian calendar, setting January 1st as New Year's Day, while the first day of the lunar year was officially named the Spring Festival. However, in Chinese culture, the Spring Festival remains far more significant than the Gregorian New Year. It's not just about marking the passage of time, but also about cultural heritage and family reunions. Though the core themes of the Spring Festival, reunion, blessings, and celebration, have remained unchanged, the way people celebrate has evolved throughout history. Qin and Han dynasties, people primarily worship their ancestors and deities, expressing gratitude and praying for a peaceful new year. Children received red envelopes from elders to ward off evil spirits. At the time, people burned bamboo, which made loud cracking sounds. This was the earliest form of firecrackers. Tang and Song dynasties, festival became more lively and colorful. Temple fairs, lantern festivals, dragon and lion dances, and street performances became common. This was also when spring couplets became popular, though they were initially wooden peach charms carved with guardian deities, later evolving into the red paper couplets we see today.
Ming and Qin dynasties' celebrations closely resembled modern traditions. Families gathered for a New Year's Eve feast, made dumplings, stayed up all night, and set off firecrackers at midnight to welcome the new year. Over time, the customs became richer and more diverse, but the central themes of joy, unity, and renewal remained the same. You might have heard of an interesting legend about the Nian beast. Long ago, a terrifying monster called Nian, also known as Shi, would awaken every New Year's Eve and descend from the mountains to attack villages. People lived in fear and fled their homes during this time. One year, an old wise man visited a village and taught the people to hang red banners, light fires, and set off firecrackers. These noises and the color red scared the beast away. Since then, on New Year's Eve, people have followed these customs, putting up red decorations, lighting lanterns, and setting off fireworks to drive away evil spirits and welcome the new year. The Spring Festival is not only about saying goodbye to the old and welcoming the new, but also an important time for honoring ancestors. New Year's Eve. Before the New Year's Eve feast, elders often lead the family in ancestral worship. Many families set up ancestral altars, light incense, and offer foods such as meat, rice cakes, and wine to honor their ancestors. New Year's Day in northern China, families may visit ancestral tombs before visiting relatives. Second day of the new year. This is the day when married daughters return to their parents' home, and it is also an important day for temple visits and ancestral worship. Spring Festival tomb sweeping. Although Qingming Festival is the main time for tomb sweeping in southern China, Guangdong, Fujian, etc., some families also visit ancestral graves during the Spring Festival. This practice is meant to inform ancestors of the family's well-being and seek their blessings for the new year. Thus, the Spring Festival is not just a time of celebration, but also a time for remembering and strengthening family ties. With the global spread of Chinese culture, the Spring Festival is now a worldwide event. In Chinatowns across New York, London, and Sydney, people celebrate with lion dances, fireworks, and temple fairs. Korea celebrates its version of the Spring Festival, where people wear hanbok, perform traditional bows, and eat rice cake soup to symbolize growing 1 year older. In Vietnam, people decorate their homes with red banners, eat traditional sticky rice cakes, and light fireworks. Countries like Mongolia, Japan, Singapore, and Malaysia also have Spring Festival celebrations. Though customs vary, the Spring Festival is more than just a holiday. It is is a symbol of home. In today's fast-paced world, people may be too busy to visit family often, but the Spring Festival is a time to pause, reunite, and reconnect. For parents, it's the joy of their children coming home. For children, it's the excitement of receiving red envelopes and eating delicious food. For those far from home, it's the warmest journey of the year. For everyone, it's a time of new beginnings and hope. No matter how times change, the core of the Spring Festival remains the same: family, joy, and renewal. No matter where you are, someone is waiting for you to come home. 2025 is the year of the snake, a symbol of wisdom, adaptability, and wealth. May this year bring you success, happiness, and good health. Wishing you all a happy new year and a prosperous year of the snake.